Welcome to Growing Your Team, a podcast designed for small business owners seeking to grow their company with the help of employees and contractors. Your time is limited, which means growing and leveraging teams is essential for business success. The Growing Your Team podcast is the place to learn tips and techniques designed to help you know when it's the right time to hire, how to select perfect fit team members, and how to maximize productivity while creating a positive work environment. Drawing from her 10-plus years of leadership and hiring experience, here is your host, Jamie Van Cuyk.
Hello, Jamie Van Cuyk, and welcome back to the Growing Your Team podcast. Today, we're going to get practical and break down the parts of a job posting. Myself and my team do a lot of research looking at open jobs, and one thing I can tell you is most job postings are not very good. They lack a lot of important information and really play under the assumption that we say we're hiring, so we're going to get good candidates. We don't have to put any effort into this. But guess what? You need to put effort into searching for a candidate, and that needs to start with writing a job posting that connects with the job seeker, that tells them, this is the job for me, and tells other job seekers that this is not the job for you, do not apply. So today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 main parts of a job posting. 4 of them should be in every job posting out there. 1 is optional, and we'll talk about why when we get to there. The way I like to frame our job postings is kind of like a funnel. So you start with the broad information and then you narrow down. So by the time you get to the bottom of that job posting, you have this small group of candidates that are saying, yes, this is for me. I remember seeing someone say you should reject 80% of the people that apply. And that really stood out to me is, oh my gosh, if you're rejecting 80% of the people that are applying, you're not doing a very good job describing the job. You're not telling people what you're looking for. So you're having people apply because they think they're the right fit when they're really not. So when you tell people what you're looking for and what you need, you might get fewer people to apply, but they tend to be better quality candidates. With the job posting, you want to start broad and work your way down. So the first place you start is with a company overview. 3 sentences max. You want to briefly tell them who you are, what you do, the clients you serve, and anything unique about your organization. That company overview should be cut and paste on every job you post, no matter what the position is, because it's an introduction to your company. So there should be nothing in here that is position specific. It's an introduction. 3 sentences max. You do not get any more than that. Only 3. Why? Because a candidate does not want to read pages and pages and pages of information and paragraphs and everything about who you are as a company. No, they really want to know what the position is, but they might have never heard of you before. They don't know what your company does. They don't know what you do. So you want to at least give them a little introduction, and then they can always go find more information if they want, but give them something. The next section is the position overview. So once again, 3 sentences. A quick introduction of what the job is. So what is this person actually going to be doing? And then a sentence or 2 describing who is right for the position. To give you a little insight into the job postings we write, when we write this job overview, we do 1 sentence that is a 1-sentence summary of the position. The next one uses the language, the idea candidate for this position is, and then the 3rd sentence is, this position is for you if. So we tell them what the position is, we tell them who is right for it, and then once again, we follow up to say, all right, you're interested, this position is for you if. So we really try to connect them. We want them nodding their head and saying, yes, okay, I got it. That describes me. Sounds good. Let's continue on. Let's keep reading down the job posting. So the third section is the job details. This is a bulleted list of what is the person actually going to do. No more than 20 bullet points. And that might seem like a lot, and you don't need to do a full 20. I would say do it typically at least 8 to 10 is probably the minimum that you want to go, but no more than 20. Why? Because once you get more than 20, you're getting too into the details. They don't need to know every little detail. They don't need to know how to do things, anything like that. You're really focusing on high-level tasks that this person is going to do. And a lot of times you can combine things. So how do you fit it into, let's say, 10 to 20 bullet points of what this position is going to do day to day? Then the fourth section is requirements. What is required either for this person to get the job or be able to do the job? So what we typically put here is what type of experience do they need before? If there's a good reason why, what type of education or certifications are needed? What type of software or tools do they already need knowledge of because they need to know how to use that day one? They just need to learn how to do it for you. Also, what we put in here is it a full-time job, a part-time job? Are specific hours required? If so, what are those hours? Anything like that where it would make someone a good fit for their role. That yes, they want to do that role, they see themselves in that, but now are they the right person? It could be that your business operates 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and you need to make sure that that is clear so the only people that apply are people that can work those hours. If the position requires evening hours, letting people know so the only people that apply are people who are available evening hours. So the requirement sections just help narrow down that candidate a little bit more to make them see if they're the right fit. That if there's someone who could potentially be said yes to for an interview. Those 4 sections are the ones that are required. They should always be included so a candidate can find out if they're the right fit. But there's one more section that you might include depending on what your company offers, and that's benefits. So if your company offers benefits, paid vacation, health insurance allowance, anything like that, you want to list it in bullet point on the job posting. You do not need to give details. You can just say paid time off versus 10 days of vacation time, 5 days of sick time, or anything like that. You can just list paid holidays instead of listing out every holiday. Those details can come up later in conversations, but this is just giving people an insight to what type of benefits you offer. So that way, if a candidate says, well, health insurance is really important, I cannot take a job without health insurance, they can see, do you offer health insurance? And then they can always ask the questions later or even before the first interview, tell me more about the plan, because some businesses allow spouses and children to be on the plan, other places don't. So if there's anything specific, they can ask about it. And you can talk about the benefits later in the process in detail, but at least here you can give them an overview so they know what to expect. All right, so those are the 5 sections of a job posting. So if you're posting a job, you want to make sure that you include those required 4 sections and then that 5th benefit section if you have something to give in that area. And just remember, the job posting is so important because if you don't get the right people nodding their head and saying, yes, this is the job for me, then you can't hire the right person. So make sure you write a job posting that connects with your ideal candidate so you can make great hiring decisions and getting those people on your team that you are happy to pay every pay period. Are you getting ready to hire and you wrote a job posting for your open position, but now you're left wondering, will it attract the right candidates? Hiring isn't as simple as telling people that you're hiring and having your perfect candidate show up ready to fill the role. Hiring just doesn't work that way, especially in the current market. the best candidates only apply to the positions that appear to be the right fit for them. If they don't find a connection between their job wants and your job posting, they'll skip over and go to the next opportunity. And in many cases, the reality is it's not the job isn't what they're looking for. It's that the job posting just didn't hit the mark. So is your job posting helping candidates see that your opening is right for them, or is it turning candidates away for all the wrong reasons? Let's find out. I am currently offering Will Your Job Posting Attract the Right Candidates audit. Through this audit, I will review your job posting, and I will tell you what's working and what needs to change so you can attract your ideal candidates. So if you want your job posting reviewed by an expert before it goes live, or if you have a job posting that just is not hitting the mark in the current market, sign up for an audit. Let's review it and make the changes needed so you can attract your perfect fit team member. Because remember, you can't hire a candidate who never applies for your job. And most candidates won't apply if they don't feel connected to the job posting. So let's make sure you have a job posting that will attract all the right candidates and help you make this hiring journey easier. Go to growingyourteam.com/audit and sign up for your audit today. Once again, that's growingyourteam.com/audit.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Growing Your Team with your host, Jamie Van Cuyk. Be sure to subscribe and head on over to growingyourteam.com to connect, access the show notes, and discover more ways to hire and leverage your perfect fit team.